You must yield the right of way to an emergency vehicle that is using its siren and flashing lights by a. Driving as closely to the right edge of the road as possible and stopping. b. Moving into the right lane and driving slowly until it has passed. c. Stopping immediately, even if you are within an intersection. Backing your vehicle is a. Always dangerous. b. Dangerous if you have a helper. c. Only dangerous in large vehicles. a. Always dangerous. Backing up is always dangerous because it is hard to see behind your vehicle. Use extra caution when backing up. Any amount of alcohol in the blood may affect a driver's a. Right-of-way privileges. b. Judgment and physical coordination. c. Knowledge. b. Judgment and physical coordination. A driver's ability to safely operate a vehicle may be impaired at any BAC level, even a level lower than the legal limit. Any amount of alcohol can affect one's judgment and physical coordination. Driving under the influence of even a small amount of alcohol can lead to criminal charges. This road sign means a. Road construction ahead. b. The road ahead curves left then right. c. The road ahead curves right then left.
Want to ace your DMV test? Go to cheatsheets.com and get your guaranteed cheat sheet.
If you want to pass a pedestrian who is walking along the roadway and an oncoming vehicle is approaching, you should a. Slow down and let the oncoming vehicle pass before you pass the pedestrian. b. Keep driving at a steady speed. The oncoming vehicle must stop for you. c. Honk your horn to get the pedestrian to move over. a. Slow down and let the oncoming vehicle pass before you pass the pedestrian. If possible, try to only deal with one roadway hazard at a time. If you want to pass a pedestrian but an oncoming vehicle is approaching, slow down and let the vehicle pass. You may then pass the pedestrian if it is safe to do so. Which of these statements is true about drinking alcohol and driving? a. If you can walk in a straight line after drinking, it is safe to drive. b. If you are under the legal blood alcohol concentration limit, your driving isn't impaired. c. Alcohol affects judgment, which is needed to drive safely. c. Alcohol affects judgment, which is needed to drive safely. Being under the influence of alcohol affects your judgment. Good judgment is necessary to react appropriately to things that you see or hear while on the road. Even if you are below the legal blood alcohol limit, consuming any amount of alcohol is likely to affect your ability to drive safely. When should drivers yield the right of way to pedestrians in a crosswalk? a. Only if the pedestrians first wave to the driver. b. Only if the pedestrians are not texting while walking. c. At all times. c. At all times. Bring your vehicle to a complete stop at a crosswalk to yield the right of way to any vehicle or pedestrian already in the intersection. You may carefully proceed if your lane is completely clear. Drivers should leave a space cushion of fill in the blank between themselves and the vehicle ahead of them. a. 1 second. b. 3 to 6 seconds. c. 10 seconds. b. 3 to 6 seconds. Drivers should leave a space cushion of 3 to 6 seconds between themselves and the vehicle directly ahead of them under normal conditions. The distance should increase as speeds increase. Work zone barriers, drums, cones, and signs are used to a. Make drivers angry about slow traffic. b. Inconvenience drivers. c. Keep traffic out of hazardous work zones. c. Keep traffic out of hazardous work zones. Work zones on highways have become increasingly dangerous places for both workers and drivers. When approaching a work zone, watch for materials such as cones, barrels, signs, large vehicles, and workers in brightly colored vests to warn you and direct you. This road sign means a. Highway entrance ramp. b. Road widens. c. Right lane ends. c. Right lane ends. Warning signs provide notice to road users of a situation that might not be readily apparent and are usually yellow with black markings. This sign alerts drivers to the right lane ending and tells them to prepare for potential merging traffic. When driving in fog or mist, never put your headlights on the high beam setting because a. The light will reflect back into your eyes. b. Approaching vehicles might not see you. c. Vehicles behind you may follow too closely. a. The light will reflect back into your eyes. In foggy or misty conditions, you should not use your headlights on their high beam setting because the light will be reflected back into your eyes. This sign means a. No U-turn. b. Traffic signal ahead. c. Railroad ahead. a. No U-turn. This sign indicates that U-turns are prohibited. If you encounter an aggressive driver, you should a. Challenge them. b. Get out of their way. c. Speed up. b. Get out of their way. Drivers must respect and cooperate with all other road users and conform to specific rules in order to maintain order and to avoid crashes. When encountering an aggressive driver, it is safest to just get out of their way. Always avoid competing with other drivers. In a vehicle equipped with airbags, the safest place for children age 12 and under to ride is in a. The front seat. b. The back seat. c. The bed of a pickup truck. b. The back seat. While airbags provide supplemental protection for adults in the event of a crash, they pose a severe safety risk for children. Anyone age 12 or under should sit in the back seat of a vehicle with airbags. You may legally block an intersection. a. If you entered the intersection on the green light. b. During rush hour traffic. c. Under no circumstances. c. Under no circumstances. Even if the light is green, you may not enter an intersection unless you can get completely across before the light turns red. If you block the intersection, you can be cited. Before you enter an intersection, you should look to your a. Left, your right, then your left again. b. Right. c. Left. a. Left, your right, then your left again. Before you enter an intersection, look to both the left and right for approaching vehicles or crossing pedestrians. Look to your left a second time, as vehicle approaching from your left will be closer than those approaching from your right. Look across the intersection before you start to move to make sure the path is clear all the way through. This red and white sign means you should a. Stop and check for traffic coming from both directions before proceeding. b. Give the right of way to traffic on the road you wish to enter or cross. c. Maintain a steady speed and check for traffic coming from all directions. B. Give the right-of-way to traffic on the road you wish to enter or cross. A three-sided yield sign indicates that you must slow down and be ready to stop, if necessary, to let any vehicle, bicyclist, or pedestrian pass before you proceed. In this case, you do not have the right-of-way. When driving in work zones, you should A. Follow the driver in front of you closely. B. Pass the driver in front of you as soon as you can. C. Avoid tailgating and keep a safe following distance. C. Avoid tailgating and keep a safe following distance. When driving in a work zone, keep a safe distance between your vehicle and traffic barriers, trucks, construction equipment, workers, and other vehicles. Increase your following distance and do not tailgate. This road sign means A. Sharp right turn ahead. B. A road joins from the right. C. The road ahead turns sharply right then sharply left. C. The road ahead turns sharply right then sharply left. Warning signs are usually yellow with black markings. This sign indicates that the road ahead will turn sharply to the right and then sharply to the left. When parking next to a curb, you should use your turn signals. A. Only when pulling away from the curb. B. When pulling next to, but not away from, the curb. C. When pulling next to or away from the curb. C. When pulling next to or away from the curb. Drivers should signal when pulling next to a curb or away from a curb. If you have had several beers, the effects of alcohol will be reduced only by A. Taking a cold shower. B. Waiting several hours. C. Drinking several cups of coffee. B. Waiting several hours. The only way to remove the impairing effects of alcohol is to give the body time to remove it from the body. Drinking coffee, physical activity, or taking a cold shower will not speed up this process. It takes about 1 hour to cancel the effects of one drink. This road sign means A. Sharp turn to the right ahead. B. Upcoming sharp left and right turns. C. Winding road ahead. C. Winding road ahead. Warning signs are usually yellow with black markings. This sign warns the driver that there is an upcoming winding road. Speed should be adjusted appropriately. You are approaching an intersection with a steady yellow traffic light. If you have not already entered the intersection, you should A. Speed up to beat the red light. B. Reduce your speed and proceed carefully through the intersection. C. Come to a safe stop. C. Come to a safe stop. When a steady yellow light appears on a traffic signal, you should prepare to stop. If you are already within the intersection, you should clear the intersection as quickly as possible. The first thing that alcohol affects is A. Vision. B. Judgment. C. Balance. B. Judgment. Alcohol reduces all of the important abilities you need to drive safely. Alcohol goes from your stomach to your blood, then from your blood to all other parts of your body. Alcohol affects the areas of your brain that control judgment and skill. Hydroplaning occurs when tires ride on a thin film of water instead of on the road. To prevent hydroplaning in wet weather, you should A. Put on your cruise control to maintain a constant speed. B. Slow down. C. Move to the shoulder of the road as soon as it starts to rain. B. Slow down. Hydroplaning is caused by driving too fast on a wet road. Slow down when driving on wet pavement to prevent hydroplaning. Before switching on the ignition, you should A. Buckle your safety belt. B. Be sure all passengers have buckled their safety belts. C. Both of the above. C. Both of the above. Develop a routine for entering and leaving your car. Before switching on the ignition, buckle your safety belt and see that all passengers do likewise. Driving more slowly than surrounding traffic is A. A good idea if the weather is bad. B. Appropriate if you don't know the speed limit. C. Often a hazard because other drivers may become frustrated and try to pass you. C. Often a hazard because other drivers may become frustrated and try to pass you. Driving more slowly than other traffic can be dangerous. Drivers behind you may become impatient and will be tempted to take dangerous risks to pass you. Children on bicycles should be given extra space by motor vehicle operators because A. They do not have the same physical reflexes as adults. B. They are smaller and more difficult to see than adults. C. Both of the above. C. Both of the above. Children are often the least predictable pedestrians and the most difficult pedestrians to see. Take extra care to look out for children, especially near schools, bus stops, playgrounds, parks, and ice cream trucks. Be aware of children riding bikes on the sidewalk, as they may come onto the road unexpectedly. This sign means A. Pedestrian crossing. B. Side road. C. Railroad ahead. A. Pedestrian crossing. This sign indicates that there is a pedestrian crosswalk. If you find yourself in a skid, A. Brake lightly. B. Stay off the brakes. C. Brake abruptly. B. Stay off the brakes. If your vehicle begins to skid, do not use the brakes. Braking could make the skid worse.